In Game 4 of the 2020 World Series, Phillips had the walk-off hit, which scored a Rosarena. Bradley, the starter for Tampa Bay, in his first pitch, ball one.
Yeah, Taj Bradley has got a good fastball. He's 94-99
this year. 17 of the 19 home runs Bradley has given up in 19 starts have come again. 2 balls and a strike on Nolan Shonowell.
And my go-tos to have.
Shonowell with a hard hit ground ball with the backhand stab. Basabe is thrown to first in to the ball game.
Basabe showing some pretty good range there too to get to that baseball. Still was taken towards the middle of the field. Off balance throw, got a lot on the throw to get Shonowell at first base. Solid defensive play.
Basabe makes that play. Brandon Lau typically plays second base for the Rays, but Basabe elevator today. Neto with a drop, hangs up for Manuel Margot. 2 up, 2 down. Brandon Drury takes ball one from Taj Bradley.
I think we heard them cheering on that
lineup today. There's some of the Zach Neto. Stole Pitbull's nickname, Mr. 305.
Well,
Boston and New York. Drury. The Angels have their first hit against Taj Bradley. Red Walsh, the batter. Rays TV sideline reporter Tricia Whitaker saying the next. 1 ball, 1 strike on Jared Walsh. He's the designator. Cutter gets over from Bradley, and it's 1. Swings and misses on that one from Bradley. And Taj Bradley leads off against Sandoval. The pitcher doesn't give up very many. Sandoval has only allowed 11 home runs all year. Home runs. And he drives this ball out there as Diaz bounces it in. Phillips corrals it. Nails the first cutoff man, and Jan, who was Sandoval's teammate with Team Mexico in the World Baseball Classic. And that folding of the arms celebration is carried over from the WBC. There's a fly ball to left. Rosarena 2-0.
Angels and Patrick Sandoval.
Run. Breaks a tie with the Angels for the most homers in the American League as extra base hits. The 12th homer allowed by Sandoval this year. That they called a base hit. That gave Sandoval 5 earned runs allowed. And there's a discrepancy now in Sandoval's ERA between his ERA and his run. And he has walked Harold Ramirez. In the middle 90s. But a power speed combination that we have not seen in the last 25 years.
Not easy when you go back to the. It's be a good time to get a double play ball for Patrick Sandoval to slow down this Rays offense.
It's in RBIs. Couldn't hold his swing up there.
That's not by design, a slider that.
Waves at that, but stays alive. Paredes originally in the Tigers then. Swing and a miss as Paredes strikes out, and Sandoval has his first strikeout.
Sandoval. This is not an easy place to play in the outfield, so you have to keep your.
Makes you wonder why they even want to leave the place. They announced today that they have the intention of building a
Tampa St. Pete area.
Line to short, caught by Neto. Long throw, double play.
He sold out.
He had the day before, maybe played a part in it, but he said, I wouldn't do it over. I would make that same move every single out, knowing that it was a chance for me to come and really help with the kind of injuries that we had and the diminishing roster.
National anthem now.
I'm out of here. Get out of here.
Strike to Joe Adele. Remember Adele injury. But he has got tremendous power. Showed it off quite a bit at AAA. You know,
a couple good swings already here. Comfortable looking swings too for
second half this year. That one stayed up.
That was a pretty good pitch.
In this era, Spencer Strider's on that list. Hunter Green. That Bradley can join.
Tell you what, he gets really good balance over the pitching rubber and uses that lower half.
Like his cleats too. Those are nice and colorful here for Tampa Bay. Meade is a rare big leaguer born in Australia.
He was really good with Milwaukee.
For the Tampa Bay Rays, a base hit against Sandoval. leadoff double.
Ground ball rate. It's dropped down quite a bit.
47.7 this year. The Rays were in Baltimore over the weekend. They won the first 2 games of that series. It looked like and it ended up being a weird day for the Rays because the Orioles had a very exuberant swing and a miss by Taylor Walls as he strikes out. But the Rays had such a bad. And last year the Mets were in first place toward the end of the season. They clinched a playoff spot. And then the Mets lost in the wild card round. They won 101 games and they never celebrated.
Yeah.
Some of the people around here were saying, well, maybe the Rays will celebrate when they clinch the first wild cards. Swing and a miss by Basabe, and Patrick Sandoval has back-to-back strikeouts after Rene Pinto. So he takes a strike. Pinto and Christian Bethancourt. Sandoval gets ahead of him. No balls and 2 strikes. Pitch was fouled off. It was a slider. Is used to the roof here at Tropicana Field. He's under that one to make the hit for Brett Phillips, the former Tampa Bay Rays. He fouls one off. Dickie V's in the house too. Here's Brett Phillips swinging for that pitch, and it's 0-2. Phillips happy to be back in his home. Still no balls, 2 strikes on Phillips. I'm sure Dickie V was neutral side of that year's World Series and really
out of gas.
2 balls, 2 strikes on Phillips, who has had a lot of the swing change. Swings and misses here, and Taj. We expect that Shohei will be around the ball club next week. Now officially recovering next season and returning to his 2-way form, full unicorn in 2025.
I love a couple.
David Fletcher with a pop-up and foul ground. Curtis Mead is over.
Number 17.
Number 17.
But I love the fact Go Halos, a couple exclamation points in there, and also
Nolan Shonowell, who has really emerged as part of the future for this. But he has really thrust himself with Neto and Ohapi as being sort of a young core. 3 balls, 1 strike on Shonowell.
That good eye he has, controls the strike zone.
To the left side and out of play. Maybe this weekend. There's ball 4, and the streak continues. 23 games in a row for Nolan.
Already this season in his young career, phenomenal. 16 walks is 13 strikeouts.
Assuming that he plays tomorrow, Shonowell could tie. 2 balls and a strike on Zach Neto. Didn't realize until today that Neto and Shonowell, those two quite familiar with one another before they were a 6-3. 3-2, so Shonowell will get a head start. See if Zach Neto can cut there with Shonowell running, and it's still 3-2 on Neto. Neto with a roller foul. Snell has a chance to do something nobody has ever done before. 3-2 again. Neto with a chopper to third. Curtis Mead with his over-the-top throw to first.